Start again, go.
Here we are, Simon and Maureen living the dream. Doesn't get any better than this, Maureen, does it?
Sure doesn't.
Hey?
This is Neville, one of the great characters on the Gibb River Road. In this episode, we travel along the Gibb River Road from Drysdale River Station to Broome. Hello, Simon and Maureen Forrest from Extracting the Richness. Join us as we experience a small disappointment. Maureen improvises in the kitchen utensil department. We swim in 3 beautiful settings. There's good and bad news about some of our personal possessions, and we meet one of the real characters of the Gibb River Road.
It's Sunday lunchtime and we're both still sitting in Drysdale River Station Park. We've had a long think about driving up the Kalumbaru Road to the King Edward River Caravan Park, but we figured that road would be not much better, if at all better, than the road from the Gibb River Road to here, which was very, very rough. We have to leave the camper there and then continue by car only on an even rougher road, and then walk in, see the falls, swim, and then we thought we could get a helicopter out. Well, we've decided to stay here at Drysdale River Station and hopefully get a flight over the falls either tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, or the next day. But if we have to wait one more day after that, we're going to give it a miss. In the end, there's a bit of disappointment. One, I would have liked to have driven that road, but really our goal is to see things, not to say we've driven particular roads. So at the moment we're just waiting to see if we can get on a flight tomorrow to fly over the falls.
In the meantime, it's been very relaxing under the shade of the tree, and I've got stuck into a new book.
Well, today is Monday. We are still at Drysdale River Camp. Last night we were able to book a flight, a 2-hour flight out over the Mitchell Falls. It means we have to sit here today and tomorrow morning. We're really happy with the decision. We get to see the falls. We don't have to walk in and take the risk of falling over again. So happy days. We're having a lovely day. Maureen's reading. I'm doing bits and pieces around the place, and then we're going to go out for a swim into the Drysdale River, which we checked with the locals last night, has no saltwater crocodiles. Bonus. So that's how the day is going to end. Last night we cooked a delicious roast meal in the Baduri camp oven, and tonight we're going to use it again to cook homemade pizza. So our nutrition levels are high, to say the least.
Where the Drysdale River crosses the Kalumbaru Road, there is an absolutely idyllic swimming spot, and it has a soft sand, very easy entry into the water, good for the mature age swimmer.
Maureen, what's for dinner tonight?
Pizza, Simon, and these are the dough balls that I created at home with my Thermomix, and it's a big experiment, but they were frozen, thawed them out, and I think it's going to go well.
What are you rolling them out with?
Oh God, I had to drink this bottle of white wine, so I had a roller.
You are an amazing provider. Talk about Mother Earth. Under the trees.
Sun setting in the west.
Sun setting in the west, how good's that? We're sitting by a lovely fire in the Snow Peak fire pit, having had a delicious pizza that we cooked on it that Moore made. The last few hours haven't gone exactly the way we would have wanted them to go, nor that we planned them to go. Last night we booked a flight for tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Earlier tonight the pilot came around and said, in fact, we could fly at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, which was really good news. But then about an hour after that he came around and said, look, unfortunately the 11 o'clock flight had been cancelled and the 2 o'clock flight had been cancelled, and there was no possibility of a flight until Thursday, and that required other people to book on it as well. So the Mitchell Falls is now out of the question for us. Tomorrow morning we are heading further west, and probably we'll get to, where we get to tomorrow morning?
Mount Elizabeth Station.
Mount Elizabeth Station. So there you go. Travel doesn't always go the way you think it will go, but that's the way it is.
So many trees. trees along the Gibb River Road. Some very rough patches since we've left the turn off onto Gibb River Road from Drysdale Station.
Before we reach Mount Barnett, we decide to collect some firewood, and we do it with our very handy Ryobi battery chainsaw.
Today is Tuesday and it's been an interesting day. We woke up in Drysdale River Station fully recognising that the plane trip we had been so looking forward to had been cancelled 12 hours earlier. So we got up and I tried to fix a rattle that I have underneath the front mudguard. It's to do with the panel that's been put in there when the smart bar, bull bar, was installed. Anyway, try and get that fixed tomorrow. It's not a big deal, it's just a rattle, but it's getting worse. It's a vibration. We've driven to Mount Barnett Station. Oh no, the first thing is that the road in to Drysdale River Station on the way in was terrible, and we weren't looking forward to driving out, and it actually stopped us driving onto King Edward River Camp. But driving out, the grade had been over it, and it was like driving down King William Street. It was unbelievably smooth. Anyway, that's the way it goes. So we drove up to Mount Barnett, where we've camped and been for a swim in the Barnett River, which was really lovely. The big story of the morning is that in trying to locate the vibration, I removed everything from the glove box just in case there was something rattling in the glove box. And lo and behold,
There were my Outlander keys that we have been looking for only 18 months, and they were hiding in the glove box. They must have been down deep, because both of us swear that we have gone and checked that glove box several times.
we were very close a month or so ago from buying a new key, which would have been in the vicinity of $700 to purchase and program the key, because it's one of those keyless entry keys. But anyway, that's the good news. The bad news is that we got to Mount Barnett Station, went to put the jockey wheel on, can't find the block of wood nor the rubber mount that we used to support the jockey wheel. I think we've left that at Drysdale River Station. Went for a swim, came back, looked for my thongs. I think we left my thongs on the ground at Drysdale River Station. So it's been a few little minuses, but a big plus finding those keys.
Dinner tonight is mashed potato, peas and corn, and our last pre-cooked meal that I had in the freezer, lamb adobe. Very delicious, and then we will have some pineapple and creme brulee.
Not bad for camping meals, hey.
To walk into the Manning Gorge, you first of all have to get into the Barnett River. Fortunately, this river has a ladder which makes it easy to enter the water for the mature age swimmer. We didn't do the gorge walk because we knew it involved clambering over rocks, and we've become a bit nervous about rock clambering given our earlier experiences. If you do want to walk into the Manning Gorge, you first of all get into the river, and then you put all your gear into these two canoes which are permanently fixed by ropes to both sides of the river, and you pull the canoe across to the other side. Obviously when you come back, you do it in reverse. It's a great system.
Start again, go.
Here we are, Simon and Maureen living the dream. Doesn't get any better than this, Maureen, does it?
Sure doesn't.
Hey?
We are at Neville's over the range tyre service garage, and he's just fixed expertly the skirts that hold, or the shroud underneath my smart bar. Great job. So we're on the road again. Thanks
Easiest
so
job all week.
Importantly, Michael Davis, I had the gear that we had to use. All the gear and no idea.
Neville owns the only workshop dedicated to the public between Kununurra and Derby. He was a delightful man and a real character, and only too willing to help, and he insisted that whilst we did the repairs, Maureen go up to the house and look through the book of photos that he has taken, amazing photos of the Kimberley in the wet. What a treasure. And on the way out, we spy this little fellow.
So on the way back from Neville's over the range tyre service towards Mount Barnett Station, we've stopped at Galvans Gorge, where there's a small walk which at the end is a beautiful waterhole which we're going to swim in, or so we're told. Here we go. Here's our first sighting of Galvans Gorge. Look at those lovely pads in the water and a little waterfall up here. How you going? Hello.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Isn't it beautiful? As we're walking back from the gorge to our vehicle, we just noticed again, how blue is that sky? I don't know what the temperature is, but we are warm as walking back, looking forward to a drink of water, sitting in the air conditioning with the car running, getting ourselves organised to head back to Mount Barnett station. But the colour of that sky just has to be seen, to be believed. Today is Thursday? Today is Thursday, and we are about to leave the Mount Barnett Homestead Manning River campground area. We've been here 2 nights. We had some lovely swims yesterday in the, we think it's the Manning River or the Barnett River, we're not sure yet. We cooked last night some hogget on the grill, which wasn't the best solution as they weren't that good. They should have been casseroled, we think, not grilled. But anyway, we had them with veggies, and for dessert we had pineapple and creme brulee. That was delicious. But we're on our way now. We're going to fill a gas bottle, we're going to get some diesel, and we're going to head to Bell Gorge, which will be the last gorge on the Gibb River Road for us. A bit sad that it's coming to an end. Just having a Magnum Classic on the Gibb River Road, which we bought at the Imminji General Store. Very tasty.
Maureen really loves the geology, the rocks, the gorges, all those sorts of things. So this campsite at Silent Grove is perfect, right next to a rock face.
We're heading out to Bell Gorge from Silent Grove camping area, and the drive out here is beautiful. Blue sky, sun shining, dappled shade with all the trees, and another creek crossing. The seat's back further or something.
Arms got shorter.
Something like that. I don't know what it is.
Perhaps you've got little old lady syndrome.
Maybe. Seem to have it nearly every day.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
This is on the way to Bell Gorge. Again, we didn't go into the gorge because we knew we'd be clambering over rocks. Even here, you had to slide down these very slippery rocks to enter the water.
Today is Friday, and we are leaving Silent Grove Campground. Last night we caught up with some friends, James, Tim, Anne and Anne, which was really good to see them again, and hopefully we're going to run into them once more at least on this trip, maybe on the Cape Levesque arm. Last night we had a lovely dinner. We had chicken burgers, and they were delicious. We had a good sleep, and as per usual, we're probably the last ones to leave the campground.
We're looking forward to hitting town. We're off to Derby. May stay there tonight, or may move on to Broome if we can get accommodation. Big clean up in the van, in the kitchen area in particular, because the door wasn't quite secure and we gained quite a bit of dust in our last journey. Anyway, that's what it is when you're on the Gibb River Road. We're on the Gibb River Road still, heading towards Derby from Bell's Gorge, and it's quite different to the eastern end because you're in amongst the mountains rather than the mountains being along the side. some small water crossings. This one's a quick, easy one. Car's done a great job of pulling us up the hills, and it's interesting that all the areas where you're going up, they've got bitumen, but then you hit the dirt on the downward side of the road. Now we get another mountain.
We travel along this road until we meet the bitumen and then into Derby. We don't stay very long in Derby because we're going to come back to it later in our travels. But we do realise with some sadness that this is the end of the Gibb River Road, and we're pretty proud of the fact and chuffed with ourselves that the two of us by ourselves did the Gibb River Road without any major incidents. The next episode will be all about Broome, its beaches, its sunsets, outdoor cinemas, breweries, pearl farms and much, much more. It's a place we really enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.